How we doing, everybody? Happy Tuesday morning. Hiya, Cherry. Hiya. What? Alright, we're going to pick up where we left off. The pennies. At least we conquered a wheat and a proof few errors last night. Nothing super big, but we're going to pick up where we left off, though. How's everybody doing? Or should I wait a little bit? Either or. It's gotta go down. We're gonna do what we did last time. We're gonna put it right on the X-ray specs. Each coin. We're gonna one by one. Hiya! Fucking tired. Fucking warped. Yeah. Oh. Like I forced myself to get on. Not because I had to, because I wanted to, though. There's a big difference between what you need and what you want, or what you have and what you want, you know. But yeah. The feeling's neutral. Back at you. For anybody too that pops on, if I don't answer you right away, I'm not ignoring you. I can't see the screen, like the chat, and do this simultaneously. So, like, I can glance here and there. Sometimes I get stuck in the moment, but I do. What I like about the penny situation at this point is, I've got it set up over here on my end to where as we go through them, they're getting put into decades. And you know, I've been blessed with being able to start getting pennies, you know, bricks of them, you know, with no problem whatsoever. So I've been stacking them like I'm in the Pavers Union. But yeah, we found some oddball stuff, but you just never know what's out there. Yeah. Book for errors, book for beginners. You gotta crawl before you can walk, man. And I'm gonna let you know this right now. I consider myself a novice. I'm dead serious, man. I'm being brutally realistic with you. You ask me a certain question. If I don't know, I'm gonna let you know I don't know, because I'm not gonna mislead you, because that defeats the whole purpose and it dilutes the situation completely. You know, so a lot of this we learn together, but there are people on here like most of my mods that are coin enthusiasts. Actually, all my mods are. And big, you know, they've been collecting coins for a while. So I've learned from them. They've learned a little bit from me. We've all learned from doing our own research. So our ships all sail in the same direction. That's all there is to it. Yeah. Like I said, you gotta crawl before you walk. You gotta crack a couple eggs if you want to make an omelet. Seems like a lot of posts, man. Nothing stuff. Yo, most definitely. You can find it online. Or you can go to like Hobby Lobby, stuff like that. But it'll open up the ground floor for you, and I guarantee you'll hit the ground running and not look back. Because like I said, when it does come to, you know, coins in particular, when it comes to every singular aspect other than heirs, it's very straightforward and short, and you end up hitting a brick wall because there's just not much to it. You know. But when it comes to heirs, sky's the limit, and we pass that, and it gets past that unlimited amount of arsenal in the repertoire. That's why heirs are so unique. They're the bread and butter in coins because like there's no such thing as a perfect coin, but when they're doing mass productions and you know certain parts of the machine or somebody's not maintaining right, it doesn't want to behave, it starts pushing out gems that most people would look at and write it off like it's garbage, like a solid black coin that you couldn't see or you just thought it was nasty. Some of them, man, what moves mountains. Well, like I told you, man, I don't even. Nobody will ever know it all. I think it would be very overwhelming to know everything about certain things. Nobody will ever know everything, but. Well, that's on you, buddy. I hope you don't throw your life away like a game of cards or pennies. You don't want you pondering regret, spinning your tires in the mud. Well, Cherry, there's always a first time for everything. You gotta remember, never say never, because you got one right here admitting it. You know, if you don't care about pennies, you're not a true coin enthusiast because without the half cent, the penny, the 2 cent, 2.5 cents, you wouldn't have other coins. The inception of coins started with, the half cent. So that's your opinion. Just like it's everybody's opinion on here that they don't care about what you say because it's diluting the situation, it's irritating them, So maybe maybe you need to go down that slimy sewer. Either or, you're not going to sit on here thinking you're on your soapbox spitting that propaganda. Whatever propaganda you got going on, you can do that in a mirror. Because obviously you had nothing going on with your life for you to come on here and start not behaving. And zero tolerance, and we're allergic to bullshit anyways. Going for that. Nobody is. Why do you think you're in the corner with the ocarina in timeout behaving as we speak? You put yourself there. You get what you give. Don't know. I'm sorry, guys. Oh, yeah, I want to make sure. You get what you give. Come on here playing stupid games, you gonna receive a stupid prize. That's just how the cookie crumbles. You don't like it? I suggest you change up, shape up. See rectangles and triangles and be assholes and elbows. I'm telling you. Nobody got time for this stuff on here. I ain't got no time for it. Nobody else is. It's all right. Hey, he opened a door he couldn't close. I guess he felt like he wanted to get set up to get knocked down like a domino, and he got his wish. Now he's in the corner sitting down in timeout with the ocarina trying to learn how to behave. And there ain't a damn thing he can do about it. Now, he can stand up in real life and become somebody, but doing it in mask, Oh, yeah, you know it. Crayons are really used for it, so he's looking for the closest reader so he can start putting them on there to make them melt like his mind of mush. Like I said before, all that damn zombie piss. Me, I don't do. I know we've been doing pennies out. That's a wrong example. Right on. I guess I could be postman damage. I don't know why I be tweaking sometimes on it. Ain't nothing getting a twist about, I guess. We find good ones every time. All you gotta do is go back and look at all the other streams. I mean, you know what they say, the proof's in the pudding. If you don't try, you'll never know. I mean, we always find something. Always. Well, that's all right. You guys actually have a purpose. When you got somebody coming on here that's a hollow vessel with no substance, and he thinks he's fucking riding a tiger, when he doesn't even know how to fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's equivalent to somebody trying to play checkers on somebody's chessboard, and thinking that they're 3 steps ahead of the game. Some people are so behind in a race they think they're leading. Well, I'll tell you this right now. I'm not in a race nowhere because time waits for nobody. Any second can be our last. If you want to be in competition or anything like that, and you're competitive type, be in it with yourself. Set more goals in your life. Set a master bucket list. There's always room for improvement in this existence we call our lives. So, damn. Oh. The small date 82s. I might have to engrave that into the brain. No, because I'm hey, I got like cups and jars and shit over here for each decade. So like I figure one of these lives we could go through like all the 80s, all the 70s, all this, just like one for each one. I swear, I gotta start studying his hairdo because, remember that one we found that had like the rope going through his head? And then we found like the one where it looks like somebody did a drive-by on him. Yeah, somebody put a big ass blowhole in his head, turn him into a dolphin. Or like this one. This one I totally can't wait to get graded. This one was epic. That was one of our epic finds, one of a few live streams. Cup of each decade. I'm putting them like 70s, 80s, 90s, 1000s, 60s, 50s. But like this one, this is one of our nicest airs that we've ever yanked. Especially when it comes to pennies, because we're only on our second box of pennies, guys. Mind you. I couldn't get these when we started doing this, but I vowed to people on this channel that are just as devoted I am, that if I could ever get a hold of them, I would. And like I said, you would think I'm in the Brick Pavers Union. Because oh yeah. And pennies are awesome to go through. They're really awesome. I used to miss like dimes too, and I can't wait to do dimes again, but like, I can't say when the time is inside. I figure after this box of pennies, whenever we do get done with it, because it does take a hot minute. You gotta remember, there's 50 of them in every roll, so nothing exceeds but excess. But yeah, we found a couple proofs. That was pretty decent. We found some decent errors, but the 09, there's like 5 different variants of it. If you get any of them, it don't matter which ones, totally keep them off to the side. Keep them segregated. Because if there's anything on them, those, they'll be the next best thing than baked fucking bread. Guaranteed. Oh, well, isn't that something? Igor says he doesn't like that. I guess you really thought you were the man who was going to become what you created in your mind to be, huh? But it was just never meant to be so. Because what you think or what you perceive and what's really going on are 2 different things, buddy. Like right now, you're vegetating like a turnip, absent garden. But you're not on here with your commie tripe. Now, this one's a bit weird. I know that it's the other side, but look, you can see the little die cracking. Yeah, we can get a little bit up close and personal. No, you're fine. You're fine, hon. You're fine. Go ahead. It's all right. Igor's here. You gotta remember, no matter what, there's always one or two mods on, no matter what's going down. So yeah, go ahead. Migrate to the computer. You good? But like right here, this one's a decent one. I mean, you got some die cracking, some overlaying, strike, strike through. This is a decent one. 87 Denver dented on. I'll put this back up. Uh, 90. Another thing too, you guys come across anything and you just suspect, just put it off to the side. Don't run off of impulse. Just slow and steady wins the race. Nothing good comes of rushing or forcing. That shit's equivalent to like rubbing one out with a cheese grater. Nothing good's gonna come of it. Now this dark 85er, the L damn near is gone from being struck. In God We Trust is struck. I mean, it's pretty, let me see. Can I, there we go. Let's see what we got here. I mean, it's just, that's pretty much almost gone, but the L looks like a die break or a die crack. Yeah, it looks like your standard, you know. This one I'm gonna have to put off to the side too. But no penny we ever go through on here is ever going back into circulation again. I can tell you that. No, it ain't happening. No. No. Ooh, the 21er. He had no rim on that side, but that's pretty good. Like that. You guys see that right there? I don't know what that is above R and E and M. You got a little of it happening by E over here. Die clashing, maybe. Maybe not. Either or. It's something to be looking at. 2012. I can't wait to find like another decent like die clashing and a break. Like you can just tell that their dies were really worn out because a lot of the S's are already gone, E's fading out. Just on the back end though. Just like I want to get that one grade we found on during the first box. He's got a double mint mark. A D here and a D up here. It's a beautiful toner. Now, I pushed myself to get through this just for the simple fact is I got a lot going on today. And I figured if I was going to do anything when I got home other than shower and eat and behave, this because it's therapeutic for all of us. And we all, we all together as one on here. So, but I got a lot of stuff going on. So I don't know how long I'll be on, but you know what happens. I don't be glancing at the thing sometimes before you know it's like, whoa, we've been on 2 hours longer than what was planned. It happens. 95 or 95 damn rare. Oh, what the hell we got going on here with you? Ouch. Now, I found ones that have a lot of post-mint damage on it like this, but then I also would look at them even closer and find things that you wouldn't find. And it's like, damn, I wish it wasn't all tore up the way it was. Hmm. 24. This one's up to snuff. Looking like it's ready. Got that pep in its step. Ooh, 83er. Pennies are always awesome to go through, and you know, they're beautiful natural toners too. So, well, you know, hope is a really good thing. You know, so is faith. Sometimes you just gotta have faith. You know, a little bit of faith goes a long way, guys. Mind you. No, it really does. Some people don't. Some people don't give themselves a chance. It's sad, but I don't know why they gotta be like that, but it does happen. No, I was just glancing for something, guys. My bad. My bad. Not holding up, just trying to do a little bit of multitasking. Oh, wow. Maybe. Yeah, just give me a. Maybe that's right. Yeah. You know, a little bit of prayer, a little bit of faith. A little bit of hope. 79 filled in D. God, I love the natural toning that happens on these guys. I swear. Filled in D. The 79. Hmm. 20. I swear. Man, I can't just go get all postal on one point. That's why I'm separating them out. And then we can go all postal in a decade or two or something. 2018. Now this, you know, I'm not 100% sure, but this almost it reminds me of like a double die a little bit. But the thing is, I'm not too keen with. Uh, have a good night. Appreciate you too. Stay safe. Keep your head on swivel. Think before you act. And behave. I don't know about this though. I wanted to put this off to the side. Maybe it's just me. Yeah, I'm separating them by decades. No, it'll categorically help us a lot because I'm not gonna lie. When we've been doing a lot of this shit all year, you know, while I was waiting, Manatee, what are you doing? Jesus. Sorry. When we were doing it, you know, you seen how crazy we were going. I mean, we were ripping the pavement up with our feet. Nothing was organized. All we did was make sure all our NIFCs, you know, start finding heirs when we first did our nickel hunt. Found our first heir, at least the first heir that I could identify, and I knew it was an heir, and we gonna get it graded. But you know what I'm saying? So like, we went crazy with a lot of stuff, and none of that was like. That's like this whole fucking room right now, just completely just. Yeah, it's hugging the floor to hold on. If it wasn't for what I'm doing right now with the pennies, oh yeah, everything being a mutiny. 98. Yeah, like some years, it's the S's and the E's where the dies are all worn out. Seems like over here it's like the A and the T's. And the A. Oh, what was that? 80. 80 Denver. From the Denver Dentadents. But like when it comes to like quarters and like nickels and dimes, I'm pretty good at spotting like, double dies, triple dies, quadruple dies, stuff like that. I gotta start, honing it on here, but we just right now we just getting a lay of the land, honestly. Pennies are totally worth going through. I don't give a shit what anyone says. What they say, that's on them. Like, you can't go through any other coin if you're never gonna go through a penny. $20 Denver. And it's good that pennies is your long suit. Hiya! What? I think that was just a normal thing with the 90s, right? Because I've been finding a lot of them where that, it looks like, and I think it's just like an offset thing. Mechanical. Not like considered an air. You know what I'm saying? Because we all know what, like, on other coins, like I was shown last night with the 22 Denver nickel. Jefferson Nickels. I showed you a regular one, double die, triple die, quadruple die. Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Oh, yes. We're going to do what we can on here, though. That's why I bit the bullet and was like, fuck this. As much as I was worn the hell out, and I still am, I'm just like, man, I want to get on. Like that one, you don't see no etching. Like, I'm not saying that's a double die, but that 09 is looking. Oh, look at that. He's on his break behaving. He's not dry gulching people with the mallet. Now, what's going on here? Is that post mint or like what happened? Did he conjure something out of the middle of the air like the illusionist? Let's get a little close on him over here. Now, these are the ones that you totally want to keep off to the side because this is 09. I was oblivious to it. I don't know if you can see right here though. You guys probably can't see it. There's like etching of lettering. It's weird. Hold on, we're gonna get up close and personal. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Strap on your boots. Hope you ate your vegetables. Now, I wasn't messing with coins in 09. 09, that's when I came home from prison. So, a lifetime ago. I didn't know in 09 they made these special ones. There's 5 different variants of them. But it's always good to find these no matter what. Now, right up here right away, I know you guys can't see it because there's just too much damn light. And, this ultraviolet light does no justice when you're looking at shiny stuff. It just doesn't want to fucking behave. Excuse my language, but I'm just... Okay, here we go. Right here. I don't know what's going on above the A. There's a little bit of something. But then, hold on here. Oh, that's his damn cup. Is that a cup or... Oh, that's the X on the other side? I don't know what the hell that thing is, but obviously it's part of the coin. Because you look at it from here. I've never like studied these coins before. We've found plenty of them before. Last night we found a few. This one right here, you know, where he's showing off, his new place where the method of the madness was made, or whatever you would want to say. But like, you always want to keep all these because it don't take much for it mystery to turn into history. But back to what I was trying to get at is like, I don't know because I ain't got none of these. There's somewhere around here, but if I go to look for them, let me digress. How about that? I guess he just dual wielding over here, and he's just having his way. I guess he could be all right, but you totally keep these off to the side, guys. Always, 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 always. And when in doubt, have faith and save the manatees. Ooh, yeah. We found too many of those when we were marsupial sunbat hunting. We've got way too many of those. But they're fun to find. Oh, yes. Now, you see that right there? That's like simple, like, die. Die breaks. That's like this. Those are like the first form of like heirs that you would look for when coins are newly made. Like the Enduring Liberty of this year, the 50-cent pieces. I could show you some of them later on. That's like the first thing to be looking for. And you'll find them like all over, like they were doing all sorts of weirdness. I mean, it's nothing big, but yeah, we honestly we got no problem with West Points. We warlords on here, Coin Quest and Carnage. So when we find West Points, we totally got our wins. But we've met the record, the highest record for most found in a hunt. And that was with 4. So that's happened twice where we found 4 twice. And then, like I said, there's times where Igor and the Brain Trust go through the coins when we're done and they've been found. I mean, craziness. I found my favorite quarter in the world is the marsupial sunbat and the baby. Well, when we had a really good one, a good hunt, few months, 3-4 months back, I think. We ended up doing 50-cent pieces and quarters at the same time, and we were ripping. I'm telling you, we were breaking necks and backs. But that's where I found my first favorite, West Point. But then I went through my legions of my bats. And I ended up finding another one in there. So we inadvertently found one. And just because I collect them, it was in with the rest of them. So, yeah, it happens. It happens. It's cool, though. Just like we were looking for heirs on the Cotton Gin quarter. And I found a West Point in there of one. And, I'd get like a whole bunch of different quarters together and we go through like heirs. And I found one like that was in there as a West Point. Like, I didn't know. I was oblivious to it. I mean, we all know what they are. They only make them 2 years for the quarters. And it's 5 different variants. And each one they only made 2 million of. So that's not a lot. So if you're able to find them, keep them. Even the normal ones. All the way up to the V75s. Like, it doesn't matter. They all very, very epic. Oh, every coin's got something that's got it all hot and bothered. Like I said, I can show you an heir that we found where it looks like they caved the back of his head in and ripped his spine out like a renting jig with a breaker bar. I can show you where it looks like one where they put a blowhole in his head like a dolphin. But it wasn't post-mint. Yep. You're damn right they're right. That's why they only made 2 million each one, and they were only made for 2 years. 2 million is nothing. I mean, that's like, the 24 Jefferson nickels. Those are really, really, really rare. Really, really rare. Very, very, very low mint run. Very low. They made, hundreds and hundreds of millions. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions of them for every other year. 24, under 40 million between Philly and Denver. So, same thing goes. Two in the heads, one in the bush. And like I said, don't be shy. Anybody got anything they want to bring to the channel, that's cool. You can post a community page. It don't matter what it is. If it benefits the channel and what we're all doing on here, then it's free game. You guys got full autonomy when it comes to that. Don't second guess yourself. Doubt's the enemy. Time and patience is a true counter. Leave that shit, let it go. Walk away like it's a bag of fucking bricks. Listen to the woman, the wrath of the women that rule the world. Her words are worth their weight in gold, I'll tell you that. She ain't talking because she got lips. See, on here, we look out for each other. There is no going against somebody or, oh, we're bored, let's get miserable and start doing childish shit. No, that's not what we do here. So, don't be discouraged if you're new. There's a lot of people come on here new, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like I say, you gotta crawl before you can walk. And if you don't try, you'll never know. So, you don't want to sit back and ponder and regret. Well, I don't know nothing about any of that because I've never had any coins graded. On the other hand, if it's a scam, the only scam I can see is buying fake graded coins. Because if you send them to certain companies and let's say they did fuck you over, they're not in the business of doing that because they'd be putting at stake everything. They don't want to match the lawsuit because it's not going to stop there. That's just going to be the beginning. Because if there's smoke, there's fire. If there's fire, there's flame. If it happens to one person, it's already happened to somebody else. You wasn't the first, you won't be the last. Now, if you're talking about like whatnot and stuff, my own personal opinion, that's a carnival show. I wouldn't go on there to brush my hair. I wouldn't go on there to entertain my next thought. No, I feel sorry for the people who are honest on there and are trying to do the right thing because that is all just a fucking, yeah. Like I'm not hating. I'm just saying the way it's also, it's very diluted and it's not what it perceives to be. So, like you heard Buddy before, the best way to get into this is like buckle down, root yourself like a fucking tree. Start doing your own recon, buy a few books, start going through coins. And then, like, on the meantime, like this. Like everybody else does. Because this is the problem with a lot of coin channels. You got a lot of... And like I said, each his own. I'm not hating on them. I'm just stating the obvious. Just like they would on any other, reality. You've got a lot of coin channels that are strictly just about one thing. Like, you got a lot of silver hunting channels. If I didn't know any better, they're secretly hunting werewolves and vampires. My own kind. So, no. But that, that's on them. I can't hate on them if they're able to, and they got people that love it. But, there's more in life than just silver, especially when it comes to coins. So you see how You see how short and diluted that is? Just like you got a lot of channels, and like I said, each his own. Each his own. Like they've got a lot of channels. They'll show you a box with a roll with rolls everywhere, and they'll go, "Hey, I'm gonna be going through these rolls with you guys," but they don't. But they tell you this though on the side during their shorts of their videos. If I find something, I'll let you know. Well, this is the thing about that, and you know, I'm not saying everybody does it, but you got to remember. And when they find something, what they want you to see, or what? Because I figure if we do it all from beginning, and there's that's very unique. There's not a lot of channels that I know of that does that, and that's why a lot of people like this, because it's so easy to go, hey, I've got a roll of pennies here. I'm going to be going through these on the side. Meanwhile, while you guys hold your breath and pray that something pops up, but you're not going to be watching me do it, I will post it. To me, that's almost like like defeats the whole purpose, like people who do scratch offs. And I do scratch offs on here sometimes, but like people who do scratch offs, but they get it, and then they just scan the barcode. It defeats the whole purpose of what you just got and what you're doing. That's why it's called a scratch off. You're taking away all the anticipation, the suspense, the action, the glory. So you see what I'm saying? But like I said, each his own. Everyone has the right to do what they want, but that's how I look at it. So I'm not going to be the one who's going to be doing those type of things. This is how it's going to happen, or it's not happening at all, because I don't go through coins personally on my own by myself. I either do it with you guys or it's not happening at all, and that's just all there is to it. I don't know what's going on with all this stuff, but I see a lot of etching in the background. I know it could be from the the toning, but eh. 94. Sounds like you're looking at pennies on Goofenthal. On Goofenthal right now, huh? You got too much at Goofenthal in you? He said, you ever seen it on the granary? Hell no. More on the brain than the coin. That sounds like one of those good problems, Josh. That sounds like one of those good problems, man. Yeah, at this point, if you haven't got rid of any, don't. Start. Hey, hit the ground run, don't look back when it comes to this. Oh, these guys are rough to get up. All right, guys, let's go. Finally got this son of a gun out. I'll tell you, these are the ones that rolled the tightest. Anything else, just run through it like a freight train, absent tracks. Mysteries abound. Oh, X-ray specs time. Let's do this. '93er. '83 Denver. Well, this is the thing. Somebody just read your because I can't see. I can't do them both. Somebody just read your comment. Well, I guess you said you better. Well, what happens if he doesn't? This is what Igor wants to know. What are you going to do about it if he doesn't? What are you going to do? Like, what are you going to actually do about it? Let me guess, Oceans. Do you think somebody put you in charge of setting the world's hair on fire or something? Because you're pretty much like trying to force ultimate. You better. Well, what if not? What about that? What are you going to do about it since you think you're in charge of setting the world's hair on fire? Because I think you're off to a bad start. I don't think you should be telling somebody you better do anything. You see how that works? Because you can't come on here doing that type of thing. And then when you're silent like that, that's a really big form of disrespect. Acting unethical and deplorable. Oh, yes, you are. You can't just hide on here like some kind of fucking lurker peeping through a window or something at night. You can't do that. Nobody likes it. So you can either, take accountability for what you said because there ain't no getting around it. You opened this door. So you're going through it as we speak. So you can either man up or you're going to have to go. Because you're already down that slimy sewer. Oh, look at that 82. Yeah, look at that 82. Oh. Oh, yeah. I guess you. Yeah, look at you with the threats. Ouch. That didn't work out too well, huh? I guess you better stop spinning your tires in the mud. That's not the way to do things. Yeah, you're damn right there, man. Oh, don't know who you are, big guy, but I believe, and I'm going to call it. I don't run my life off assumptions, but I'd have to say, you've got the makings of a varsity athlete, man. Yeah, look at this one, too. This one's all hot and bothered, too. This one's all hot and bothered. It looks like it's more of a dye in my head. Well, maybe not. But, we're separating them into decades. If we see anything that's like a crazy evident there, we put it off to the side, almost like this nice one right here. They caved the back of his skull and ripped his spine out with a breaker bar like a renting Jake. This is a nice air that we found. Yeah, this one we're gonna get vetted and graded. But yeah. We found some other nice gob stompers, but yeah, we're totally gonna let that one ride. We even got some that look like he's a leper. Fucking dye breaks and cracks everywhere. Clashing of all sorts. Yeah, what got me on airs was, the first time we were going through Nichols. I found my first air on there. I'll show it to you guys after this roll's done. Now this guy, maybe has this guy looks like he might be prepared to perform. I don't know what's exactly going on there. Some hogwash, maybe. I don't know about up there if his hairdo is supposed to be doing all that, but I just don't know. That's why we put them with their decades and check them out. Hmm. '94 Denver done tonight. Now that's what gets me. You see like by the end, it's hard to see with some of these. '94 done to that. '99 Denver. I'm not 100% sure. Either or, though, it's not going to come up missing. Like I said, they're all being categorized in decades, so we will be coming back to it. Everything in time will reveal itself. Nothing good comes of rushing or forcing anything into existence we call our lives. Slow and steady wins the race. NIFCs, airs, anything in between, whatever floats the boat. Yeah, I heard there's a lot of years that got that going on. Why? That's another reason why I'm, doing a lot of segregation instead of just letting them just sit and roll. And that's why they're never going back into circulation, period, anyways. But yeah. Nothing wrong with going through your coins over and over again. It's probably one of the best things you can honestly do. Because with coins, it's just like with movies. You love a movie you watch, right? The very first time. You're so locked in on it and in the zone. Now when you go to watch it again, whenever you do, you're like, oh my God, I didn't see this the first time around. Yeah, because you were so locked in. You know what I'm saying? It happens. It's part of. Now I don't know why they gave him they gave him like a leprechaun nose, a leprechaun beak nose. Or something going on there. Why does it look like he's ready to fucking try to play Woody Woodpecker? And then look at right here. That's not normal. I don't know what he's got going on here. Some kind of fucking. He's got unstable mutation going on here, guys. We're going to have to bring this down a little closer. This is a 69 Denver, mind you. I don't know if this is normal with 60s, but that's not looking too normal to me. That's not looking too normal to me. That's looking like that's an error for sure. Because look, you can see little letters. Here, let's get up close and personal. No, we don't want to record. We're not worried about recording. We're already fucking recording. We're already live. Let's get up close and personal. Yeah, let's do a little interrogation station on this guy. What's going on here? Is that normal? That don't look normal to me, even for a 60. Most of the 60s I see, there's the L's hugging onto the rim and it's sideways, it's two-dimensional. That's totally an error, ain't it? I'm taking it is. I'm willing to bet. And why does he got that damn... He ain't no aardvark. The fuck did he think he was going to do? He looked like he hugging the floor to hold on. Yeah, this is looking like an error for sure because he's got some kind of unstable mutation going on here. It looks like somebody popped him again because he was too busy trying to watch that movie and eating that popcorn and he can't... Popcorn? Yeah, but what about this right here? Is this normal? Because that's not post-mint. You don't grow tumors post-mint. And what about his nose? That ain't Pinocchio. The fuck is he? Part aardvark? And then right up here, look it. You can see like letters and stuff coming through. Oh yeah, I'm gonna call him I'm gonna call him the pelican. That's not post mint. You don't grow tumors like that. You grow tumors like that for thinking too hard. I don't know what he was doing. But yeah, this one gotta go off to the side regardless. Oh, he's wild and untamed, but he will learn to behave. I guess that you gotta go skiing, huh? We don't condone that shit. Learn to fucking behave in the corner while you're in timeout. Play with the ocarina. Go put some holes in the wall and get your parents pissed. Learn to behave. Stop coming on here thinking you're cute. Because nobody's putting up with it. Nobody. And I ain't got time to be worrying about it. That's why there's other people waiting, because you ain't going to hear the hammer drop, let alone see a flash of light. It's sad when you got to go like that, but you opened that door you couldn't close. You know, it's so easy to go out and do goofy fucking shit. Living with it's the hard part. You ever go, but what the hell? Why does it look like he's got rickets in his ear? Like homie, Kami Tripe that was just on here talking about how he was pie in the sky or some shit. This guy, look, why does he look like he got rickets or something? Is that normal for him? Hold on here. No, I'm a little... Is that normal for his ear? He's got rickets. Oh my God. Look at that shit. I think this is like a major like die break. Look at that. What the fuck is going on? Well, there's little die breaking and stuff like above the letters and shit. But look, even his bow tie is dripping. He's leaking and shit. But what about his ears and his head? Like, look at that. Ew. I think he's got rickets. Too much of that Goofenthal. Look at this. This is crazy. I don't know. Maybe it's an optical illusion, huh? And see, it's just the front. The front plancha and didn't want to fucking behave. The back seems like it always wants to behave. Yeah, too many hits from the CLR. Something. I don't know. We just find it. That's all. Oh. Ooh, 99. I remember everybody. I was a shorty, man. Everybody was like hiding in bathtubs with canned food and shit. Y2K, Y2K. What the fuck? Like, it happened and nothing went down. I'm like, wow. Isn't that something? And you still had everybody like not wanting to come out the bathtub. Like, I didn't know a bathtub was a bomb shelter. Now these days, you just don't know. Ooh, here we go. These are the ones I like, guys, because you just really don't know what's going on. I can see it's a 2015. Denver, dun maybe. Ooh, I don't know. Whatever you do, I don't care how messed up a coin is. Don't clean it. If you do, this is one of those leper coins. But I think a lot of these would get... They'd be errors sometimes. No, because if you go to clean a coin, you're going to take away any of the original mystique and finish it head on it. You're going to take away all its essence. There's ways of going upon it, but I just wouldn't, like... Well, don't worry. That's on the list. You just got to remember, like I told you, I'm no master. Ain't there like 3, 4 different compositions of the, the penny? More? I'm on here learning with y'all. Like, literally, we're like 2/3 of the way through our second box of pennies we've ever done. So, that's awesome. That sounds like one of those good problems. We got a little something going on down here, but who knows? That D's all filled in, don't know why. There's a What is that? Is that a P? There's all sorts of weird stuff going on with this one. I've got one where Lincoln Memorial looks like it's melting. I believe you're right, but our bodies rot. Our bodies rot quicker. At least coins can withstand the test of time, you know. Hmm. The hell? The 25er. Yeah, every penny. Every penny. None of these are ever going back into circulation. And I got bricks like I'm in the pavers union. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, look at this. Look at this fucker. This spark plug. Hold on here. Let me sip of my pop here. What are you doing on the floor? Oh, by the way, you know, I've been wailing about it for like 5-6 months on here, but I finally was able to liberate my 23 peace dollar and my Helen Keller proof, guys. Helen Keller is happy to be back with the family. I don't know if anybody remembers me talking about these being held captive. I said, you know, when God permits me to get them back, it is, but I'm not going to run into it, you know. I'm not going to go chase them down because I know they're going to always be there. I'm just happy. But what do we got going on here? Maybe nothing, huh? Maybe something. You just don't know. Well, there's something totally going on that shouldn't be. He's torn and tattered, I tell you that. What's up next? Sorry about that, guys, from the drink. Oh, shit. Is that normal? I don't think that's normal. Look at that weird stuff. Cherry, tell me. Hiya, Cherry. Hiya. Tell me what's up there. He better watch his spots. Somebody might take his carbon footprint. For some odd reason, that's just not sitting right with me. Maybe I was looking at it different, a weird way. Maybe I wasn't. Either way, this one's got to get put off in the endangered species list for now. Halfway through this other roll. When we get done with this, I'm going to show you my very first air ever found. We'll be getting it graded soon, so along with some other ones. Like I said, you know, right before I went back to work, I didn't know I was going to be going back to work immediate. But I did warn everybody, you know, so when it happened, it did happen. But I was telling people, you know, depending on what happens, God permits, I'll be putting a group of coins together for you guys to take a poll on which ones you want graded that we have found all together on hunts. And I'm going to have some choice ones that I already have. Oh yeah. Full send. And we're going to, you know, like I said, no risk, no reward. But everyone's voice means something. So a lot of people know something other people don't. Knowledge is power. It pays to discover. I'm not talking MasterCard. Well, that's weird. Is that? Oh. Got that 90s looking like it's two-dimensional. Who knows though? That 9, that 7 looks like he's got a little break on it. Oh, sheesh. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that could be normal. Because like I said, they be doing his hair different every time they want. There's all sorts of weird shit going on. See, Cherry knows. Hiya! Oh. 99. Ooh, this 75D. Denver Dun Special. Yeah, they also made some of those out of gold and silver too. But as you put it, in sets, most of them are sold. So if they get broken apart in a lewd, a lewd capture, anything can happen. Because we found a lot of crate. Like I said, that's why we do this. That's why we exclusively like to look for NIFCs. But like I said, we don't dilute the situation here. We're very open minded and two sided. Like, look for anything that tickles the fancy. Yeah. You damn right. You know it. Ooh. You know it. Oh, do you know? Look at that 2001. You're damn right. Business strikes and improves. That's a beautiful one here. I know the one you really like. Where's that nice little sexy one at? I have a few of these I had sitting around. There you go. Look what we got going on here. It's a nice little 69. Now we found a couple throughout this box. They're sitting over here somewhere, but they're not looking dressed and impressed like this. But yeah, we try to keep it in. We try. Oh shit! Already been on almost an hour 15. Jesus, like I said, when you're actually enjoying what you're doing and having fun, everybody's coinciding together in harmony. You know, time means absolutely nothing. But when you got serious obligations and responsibilities, you gotta make sure you keep your finger on the pulse. The 73 Denver, little D. The little D dun. I guess that's how someone become the big D. They gotta be the little D first. Ooh, the 80. The 80er. Wow, I don't know what happened to you. I can tell you got a story. We'll get back to that. In 93, Denver. Oh, God, their dies are fucking worn out. An 83er. Is it just me or is it just worn out? No, I just don't see it. Yeah. You gotta look at it a little bit harder. I thought there was something missing on this. Big finish. Oh. Mm. Now that's weird how the steps are just toning. That's unique to me. How the steps are just toning. They're purple. That's cool. Oh, Lord. Just imagine what else is going on over here. Something's got him all hot and bothered. Yeah, we're either gonna do an hour 30 or it's gonna be a clean 2. I'm pushing to doing 2, even though that's what I normally do. But like I said, you know, when I just got off work, I, I made myself. I was like, fuck this, because I wanted to get back to where we started at earlier in the morning. Uh-oh, he got a little something going on here. Not a lot, just a little bit. Not like some of them ones that we found. Some of them crazy errors. Looks like they did a drive-by on them. Die break errors. Die clashes and stuff. $94. All right, guys. Before I open up another roll of nickels or roll of pennies, let me show you guys my very first error found with y'all. My very first error ever. Like I said, I don't do this unless I'm on here with y'all. So it's during our first box, our first nickel hunt. Obviously, it's not the back we're really noticing about, but yeah. Try to get some of this let up, but yeah, it's pretty decent. It's pretty decent. Yeah, that's how they do a lot of the proofs. Then they do the business strikes with just like just a layered clad over them. Yeah, you ain't lying there on that one. But yeah, when it comes to this coin, you know, it got over clipped and over planched, but the back, like I said, the back behaved. The front didn't though. But that one really, that's what really got me going. Big time. No, once I found that one, it was over with. Hit the ground running, didn't look back. But like what you were saying, you know, you were talking about mirror cameos and finish. You know, you were talking about those. We get back to that. But you were talking about, how you just got your clean, just better maybe to look at like that. You know, you just got that one layer over it. Still got your mirror cameo. And then, you got your ones like that. Dark mirror cameo, frosted adverse. Reverse. Yeah. Fresher than a coat of wet paint. Ain't no getting around that shit like dying or the sun coming up. They will behave. Yeah, I believe this is going to be our last roll right here, guys. Thank you, Cherry. Thank you. This is going to be our last roll, though, so let's see what happens. Mysteries abound. Yes, they do. Indeed, they do. It's like I can't wait to get that with that massive gobstopper NIFC that we got. Where is it? I always got to bring that one up because I can't wait to get. I don't care how big. This was a major NIFC that we found during one of our nickel hunts, an original Buffalo Northern Yak, and this guy's so healthy that we didn't have to we didn't have to go any farther. We didn't have to open up any doors to figure it out because this is our 7th one that we found. This one right here, though. Can't wait to get this one done. Because I believe it's an air and it's a clean NIFC for its year. No, because like I said, I don't know what they had going on here. Another leg trying to come up through. But yeah, it's clearly a proof. So now with the other 6, it's up for speculation because they're so worn out like a doorknob. Everybody had to turn with them. But when we yanked this one the other week, yeah, that was awesome. This one's going to be getting grade too. It's just epic to find, NIFCs that old. Get a little bit. Okay. That's fine and dandy until they are. That'd be like saying, there ain't no 1970 dimes out there that were, struck on silver planchets or 65s. And it happens, and nobody knew about it until they popped up like mushrooms. So yeah, mystery that turns into history. It's just all there is to it. Ain't no getting around it. The fact of the matter is though, just like when I showed you my first error, anybody that knows their coins knows, is an error. But until you get it vetted, certified, and graded, it's what anyone perceives it to be. Once it's certified and it's listed as an asset, a registered asset, somebody wants to argue with the wall, let them. That's on them. But like I said, two in the heads, one in the bush. Well, good thing that I'm not looking for it now. How about that? I'm better off fucking going out and trying to win the lottery and be struck by lightning at the same time with those type of odds. But good thing those are things I'm not trying to actually do. And I'm just saying the brutal fact, the truth. You're stating the fact, I'm stating the fact. That's all. You just saying, okay. That'd be like trying to argue a broken clock ain't right twice a day. You know what I'm saying? Or that'd be like trying to argue that this is real money. This ain't. We created illusion of this. We created illusion of this. You can't take this. That's fine. That's fine. But we run on reality here and truth. So there's nothing wrong with us exchanging information. Knowledge is power, correct? Like there's nothing wrong with that. Nobody got a problem with that on here. But knowledge is power, and nobody knows everything, and just all there is to it. A lot of people are going to know things other people don't, and vice versa, and that's just how the world works. That's why there's no such thing as perfect, and we have a thing called perfection. Yeah, that's there's nothing wrong with that. Why? Who's saying there is? Because I know I didn't. Nobody's gonna put words in my mouth. But you can elaborate. Who said you wasn't? Because I don't remember anybody saying. But I'm not glancing at the screen all the time. Like I can't. Otherwise, nothing would ever get done on here. Oh, Igor just sold me something. Really? 2017. Not too invented. Did you think that up yourself? Or did you practice that? Did you practice that on a flashcard, like a punchline in front of the mirror? No, like this ain't money. This ain't money. We created illusion of this. You want to know what true currency is? Credibility, reputation, and leverage. Can't take this shit with you when you go. Life is nothing but a series of distractions until the next step. So, we created this though. Like Jimmy Hoffa, and I don't know if one will ever be found. Because they haven't found him, huh? And good thing, like I said, good thing I'm not looking for him. I think the strain would just be a little too much for me to bear. But Lord have mercy. God forbid if whatever coin this is being pondered about does get. Well, if anything has taught us anything as existence we call our lives, anything can happen. Life is very unpredictable and spontaneous. So, well, you know what they say: if you don't try, you'll never know. Some people can't conjure the courage at night to light a candle like frightened child, and some lock themselves in holes or in their rooms like trapped, caged animals because they just won't give themselves a chance. They can't screw their courage to the post. But that's neither here or there. One thing that's guaranteed that I can tell you that we can get to in life every day while we're alive, that we're guaranteed a chance and a choice, guys. You're going to extort it or you're going to embrace it. That's two things that's guaranteed every day while we live. Every day. I'm surprised you're not dubbed the master of the pennies. They should call you the king of wheat. Yeah. He should be dubbed the master and the king of pennies. I mean, because if you were, then you would prevent them from being stopped being made. Wouldn't that be something? That'd be something if they put you in charge of setting the world's hair on fire like that, huh? I'll tell you this, I'd pay to watch if I had the time. No, I would. Too many things goes on that go, no good deed goes unpunished. Nah. That's what you tried creating on here, like a Frankenstein story, but this ain't a laboratory or a room. Well, this ain't tit for tat, but here, just to get down, the basics while we're still doing this. You're the one going out of your way to state what you have done, what you have accomplished. That's, you're going out of your way to boast this. If it makes you feel good, okay, whatever. But, like, you're going out of your way. Nobody's asking you. Nobody's holding you at gunpoint. You're not chained to an organ grinder. So, you see how this works? And then you go, it's not false. Well, you created that. You created existence. You talked it into existence. So if what you said is really true, then you should be. You should be the next best thing than baked fucking bread, right? But the fact of the matter is, you're no better than the next person that's living. So nobody on here is going to act like butter doesn't melt in their fucking mouth. It's a falsehood. Then everything that you said is hollow vessel with no substance. Because I don't remember saying these things. We're going by what you said, remember? No, I'm just going by what you said. That's all. You got to remember something, man. I'm a finisher by default. I don't start shit. And I'm not saying you are, but you opened this door. And like I said, nobody's holding you at gunpoint here, and you're not chained to an organ grinder. So yet again, we're going through that door. And this ain't a bad thing, but this is brutal reality because in real life, physical, people don't tolerate that shit. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about the people who don't think, the younger generation that are on autopilot, that don't even act off impulse. It's just they're pre-programmed to do what's going to happen, and it's not good. We all does for great unfortunate things, but let's get back to what let's get back to what you were saying. What you opened up to all of us here. That is now going to echo in the time of history. You've been through over 1,000 pounds of pennies, and you should have a lot of nice specimens you can post to this channel for everybody to see, because there's a lot of people on here that love pennies. That would honestly be internally grateful. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe nothing, maybe something, but not gonna get all hot and bothered about it. Now, see, that's where you're getting off a little wrong now. Because now you're trying to tell me what to do. And the thing is, I am calm. Anybody who really knows me, like Cherry, knows this is me calm. I'm worn the fuck out. Dude, I just got done doing fucking 11 hours, man. So, like, you telling me to relax and chill out? This is me chilling out. So, I'm going to tell you something right now. Please don't come on here telling anybody what to do. Because we're not in the business of doing that. And then you're perceiving to know how I feel right now. And yet again, it's sad how people will assume somebody's fucking life or their situation with a handful of syllables. It's very diluting. No, because I could assume things right now about you, but I don't know you from a hole in the ground or from a can of paint. And to me, that'd be unethical and deplorable for me to do that to you, even though I have the right to, but I choose not to. Do you see how that works? No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, man. Like, you want to tell me to relax, but this is me relaxing. I just got home a little bit ago. So, like, how are you gonna do that? Did you not think about that, or do you play just? Are you a one-sided person with tunnel vision? Because that's a little self-centered and selfish. Regardless if you're absent family or children, uh, it's very one-sided and selfish because it's already fucked up that the world, most of the world is worried about what the rest of the world perceives them to be, and they don't care about who they know they truly really are. Isn't that something? Well, then what are you saying? Because I'm going by exactly what you opened up. And you opened up a door here. Because like I said, nobody forced you on here. Nobody did. I guarantee it. I put vital parts of my anatomy on it, including anybody else that's riding with it. Nobody forced you on here. Nobody coaxed you on here. You came on here of your own free will. Unless you are on autopilot and you have a hidden agenda. But that's neither here or there. You see how that works too? There's so many different situations and facets of this. But I didn't create it. You did. So what? We're supposed to dust it under the rug? Why? So somebody can walk on it and it comes out again with the next person? No. I am having fun. Most of the time, I'm so fucking worn out, I don't get on like this. I do it because a lot of people want this. A lot of people ask for this. I don't come on here and do it because, we're doing pennies. People requested pennies, and I told them if I could ever get a hold of boxes of pennies, I'd do it. Well, guess what? God permitted it. And now it's happening. It's going down like the fucking Titanic, absent iceberg. And that's just all there is to it. It's inevitable, like dying or the sun coming up. S03, 03. Yeah, but I do this. I don't do this for me. There's no I in team. Like when this ain't even a coin channel, guy. You know, this ain't even a coin channel. This is a universal channel. People get what they want. A lot of us have certain things in common. And we like to all coincide together in harmony, absent insolence, incompetence, and negligence. And we like to fill the atmosphere with bliss and benevolence, eradicating all that negativity. But you know how life is. You can't have one without the other. It doesn't work that way. That would be being one-sided, not thinking about stepping back and looking at things hindsight 2020 in retrospect. So, just like life and death, day and night, hot and cold. So yeah, you know, the equilibrium. Shit and 2 equals 8. That doesn't mean shit equals 6. And I wouldn't have a problem doing that, guy. But this is the thing. I don't have the luxury to. Like I said, I'm surprised I'm on here right now. I came on here because a lot of people wanted me on, and I wanted to be on, so I bit the bullet. If you do this too, maybe when because this is the thing. I don't watch TV. I don't. I don't watch TV. So, like, the form of me watching TV would be like coming through whatever's on my algorithm. If you do stuff like this, then we're almost one in the same regard. That's the way I look at it. I don't know if that's normal right here. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. I know that his thing is supposed to be all. I don't know. That's his tie. I don't know what's going on there, but. Appreciate you, West Coast. Metal detector. Yeah, my TV got bit by a spider and got poisoned, and my TV died and the spider won. You want to see it? I'm serious. Spider bit it, poisoned it, it died, and the spider won. That's why I can't see what's going on in this, because I'm looking at the microscope screen. I can't see what's going on. But Igor and the Brain Trust is. And then I glance from time to time. That's why I try to tell people I'm not ignoring nobody. It's just I got to keep my mind at the task at hand with deadly purpose, absent negative thoughts. It's too easy to be negative and go out and do the dumb things. Living with that shit's going to be the hard part because karma's real. And that's awesome. No, it just my thing is, hey, I don't. I'm sorry if you did, at first take it the wrong way, how I am on here, how I conduct myself, but this is just the brutal reality of things. I started going through unfortunate shit very very young at my age, so I had, I never ran from anything, so I've always it was always second nature to adjust to the new form of reality when it comes. And like I said, life is very unpredictable and spontaneous. And I've been around enough, bullshit that I choose not to be anymore. So I try my best to keep anything that's negative away from this channel because I don't need everybody contracting some festering disease of somebody's fevered brain. If I let somebody come on here, or if my people try to don't do nothing about it, we're condoning that type of shit. That means we don't give a shit about anybody who's on here for the right reasons. You say you're on here for the right reasons, I believe you. Until you give us a reason not to, I believe you. You want to know why? Because you have been spitting nothing but facts. And that's something we like on here because knowledge is power. Nah, why do you think I told you? If somebody asks me something and I don't know it, I'm going to flat out say, I don't know. You want to know why? I am not going to mislead anybody because that would defeat the whole purpose of what we're doing. So, honestly, hey, you're A-okay, man. It's just, I have a very low tolerance for that shit. I'm allergic to bullshit. I'm allergic to it. I break out in hives. So, like, it's just not something that we do on here. It's so easy. Like, there's people who lay around vegetating all day until certain people want to get on lives and then start coming on and doing dumb shit. And it's like, okay, you go ahead. You do that. But unless somebody's paying you by the millisecond and you got paid in full before you did it, what do you got to show for? Because this is my big thing. And this ain't to you. This is to anybody out there who wants to grow a second brain or anybody out here that wants to ever try that. What do you have to show for when you come on to somebody else's channel doing dumb shit? When, what do you have to show? Especially when you're taking your precious time that you can never get back. That's what I would like to know. And whenever we catch anybody that's, drunk off the sauce, wants to go to slip and fall school, hitting the fucking brass pipe too hard, or that gunpowder catching that lockjaw, whatever the hell it is. Too much zombie piss, turn their mind into mushrooms. That's exactly what I tell them. What do you have to show for this unless you're miserable? And misery loves company, and we're not it. But what do you have to show for it unless it's your own personal gag reel in your mind? Because why would you spend your precious time you can never get back coming on somebody's channel trying to cause ripples that won't become waves? And if they do, it won't be to wash us out. It'll be to wash them out after they're burnt up like a wall of dry leaves in our face. That's my biggest thing. And not one time when that is illustrated do they have anything to say. They tuck tail and run like draft dodgers. But, who am I? Some people just can't deal with it. I don't know. Some people just can't have. Some people want to be humps and hacks. I don't know. Me? So that's a wide rim over there on that 72. Yeah, and it seems like unless you, like I said, some of these people, man, they want to try to make a profession, but I don't know what they would have to show for. Because, when you come on here and you do this, you're opening yourself to, you're leaving yourself open for exposure. That's something that you better know right out the gate. No matter whether you plan to ever try to get monetized or you just started to do it because you wanted to try to make a difference, which is what I did. And like I said, I never entertained the thought to being where we're at now, but guess what? It happens. And, that's another thing too. You can't fight fate. You can try, but I wouldn't suggest it. I'm not going to stop nobody, but I just wouldn't suggest it. Well, I've got a Ford Pinto, an Escort LX, and a Geo Metro. Isn't that something? You can post them to here. There's cars posted on here. This is a universal channel. Like I said, you could go do my shit. You're going to find cars on here. I don't know what happened over here with this, but... Well, how about this? If it's all the same to you, maybe this weekend I will. Because, like I said, I just got back to work earlier this month on a, you know, I'll being out for a little bit on a FMLA leave, and I'm still dealing with a lot of stuff all by myself, and it's a bit overwhelming. So on top of me doing this is very therapeutic. Like too much stuff going on and not enough time, you know? Off center, strike pike on the 87. That's pretty decent. 8 hours, huh? Sounds like you like to go the distance. I think the longest one live I ever did was like 6.5 hours or some shit. I'd love to do a marathon, be like a freight train absent tracks. I just ain't got the luxury to. Dangerous species list for sure. Oh, I think we might have found our first Wheatie of the morning. 58 Denver Denton. Yeah, there we go. There it is. Nice. Our first box we went through was nuts. We got, I don't know, a dozen and a half of these, an Indian head, 4 or 5 proofs, some really killer errors. My daughter went through her first box and I thought I was setting the bar high on my very first box ever. Man, 2 dozen Wheaties. I mean, a couple of our Wheaties were proofs too. We got back-to-back proofs. But she found a whole bunch of Wheaties. Then she found a lot of foreign coin, all the way to King George V, like we did one day. Like when we found good old King George over here V. But she found him. She found him in actual little penny form. I was like, damn. Mm. Mm. It sounds like you have a nice repertoire of coins in your collection. Like I said, whenever you're bored or you're pondering, post some to this channel. We'd be intrigued until I can pop onto your live. Because like I said, dude, I'm not gonna lie. I deal with a lot of stuff on my own. I really don't want to get into it because it just doesn't stop, and I'm the only one there is. So somebody's got to do it. What's that? 98. 94. Oh wait, oh wait, oh wait. Gotcha. See, that's the thing. I can't like I said, I'm categorizing most of these right now. You know, like I said, I don't know. I told you way in the beginning. I'm novice. Savvy? Capiche? Like, this is only the first or second box of pennies that we've ever gone through. I've ever gone through. So, you gotta take that in mind, man. We all learning something. But this is, like somebody said before when somebody was asking for suggestions, somebody goes, going through your coins, getting some books, reading. That's that's how you want to do it, and it's fun. And whoever said that, their words are worth their weight in gold. Shout out to them. Because they're not lying. They're not lying. It don't get no realer than that. It's almost like with anything else. Like, when you get the, school and then you get the middle school, they start making you use computers. You don't know how to type, right? Before you know it, you're typing fucking 80 words a minute. It's just like this. Same thing, just like, basketball. You love basketball, you practice at it a lot, you're going to be good. Don't know if you have the makings of a varsity athlete, but that's besides the point. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Some people tend to focus under pressure. Some people tend to fold. When you're doing something that a lot of people enjoy, and there's nothing wrong with it, other than what other people perceive with it to be, and then let their feelings get all in it. Whatever. Because I've had people come on here and flat out tell me, you can't be doing pennies. You're not going to be doing pennies. I'm going to report you. And I said, why do you keep telling me about it? Just go do it. Like Nike, just go do it. Because we're like EA Sports. We've already been in the game. If it's making you that hot and bothered, go ahead, report. Ain't going to do nothing to me. But that's the type of shit that I'm talking about. Like, you get people on here that just do and say stuff that is just brutally unrealistic. But you can't make it up. Because it does go down. He looks like he's got some kind of weird thing going on here, but who knows? I don't know if he's supposed to have that, but looks like somebody gave him the wrong hot shade. Well, I don't know about him. Is he supposed to have that little Scarface thing going on right here? Looks like somebody tried to comb his shit out with a wide-tooth comb or something. Like, is that normal? Is that post-mint? I guess I don't... Yep, and if you like Star Note hunts, they'll start again. We do them on here, but they haven't been done since early this year. But yeah, we've done lots and lots of Star Note hunts. That's one of my favorites, man. Oh yeah, I'll fucking work. Damn, we're at 2 hours exactly. Yep, at the last of this hand roll. Show a few other errors. I'm gonna have to shut her down. Wow, 2 hours quick when you're enjoying what you do. Yeah, we were doing the same thing every damn day. Thousand of them, thousand of fives, thousands of tens. We like to do our ones. Yeah, we were doing that shit. Like relentless assault. All you gotta do is go back and take a gander. Live stream, Star Note hunts, you'll see them. They ain't going no. They're not going nowhere. I can tell you that. And believe me, a lot of people had fun. We always have fun on here. That's all that matters. Oh, 76 again. What is your malfunction? Whew. Oh, well then he probably comes across a jackpot of fucking coins and star notes and binaries and radars and ladders and repeaters and super binaries and birthday notes. Oh, he's probably able to oh yeah. That's what I would say one of those good problems is. Oh. Ouch. The leper struck again. Look at this shit. Wow. Especially up there. Crazy. Yep. Yeah, you're not. Hey, you're not telling fucking urban legends. Oh, that's the urban legend. Those are facts for the Falcons. Hell yeah, watch out for them West Points. It's like God made land, he ain't making no more of it. He said, "Go raid the card wash." I love it. Oh no, he said, "Go raid the card." oh, oh Lord, that's epic. He must have got all drunk and messed with a bear. That D's filled in. Oh, shit. Hell yeah, there you go. Keep it going. Sounds like you're one of them resourceful types that knows how to stay transparent about the situations. Three. This is the last coin of that roll, guys. 19. Nothing crazy spectacular. You know, one Wheatie. No NIFCs that I could see. Not a big deal. We gotta get through them. We gotta do what we gotta do. But yeah, here that helps some people out. With simple little things. You would know this 76. Obviously, some people don't though. We're gonna look at a few different coins. Give some people some examples of what you should look for with simple things that constitute errors. But like I said, if you got stuff like this, grab it, keep it. This is a 2019 Philly Hamilton nickel, or a dime, I should say. Sorry, ass backwards right now. So at the front, we're worried about. You guys do see that, right? Starts right here. You comes up behind, starts again on the pummel, and through here, and then that's all just major like die break. But like right here, you see 21. We'll get it real close. There's die clashing in here. This is just what I say. If you got a coin that's got two or more errors, I call it a compound error. We found this in our last dime hunt. But you do see what I'm getting at, right? Like, there's no getting around this. And this wasn't done post-mint. Nobody hit this fucker with the soldering gun. Nobody tried to, pull some fucking spin doctor shit. This is what you... But what I'm trying to get at is, you see that? You see this? And then you see that right there? Yeah. That would be like your die clashing right there. Because that shit's not supposed to be there. It'd be like your die breaking. But it's not post-mint. It's not post-mint whatsoever. So, like, if you find things like this, you need to put them off to the side. No, because it's a keeper. It's a big keeper. And like I said, it was like one of my first official dime errors that I found. So I thought it was a nice one. When it comes to nickels. Hold on, I know that, like, what was another one that we pulled that came out of our last box of dimes? Where are you at? Where are you at? Where are you at? Waldo, where are you at? Virgil Cecil, where are you? Not you. Found a mercury now. That's a good problem. That's a very good problem. Like, very, very good problem. What else? I'm trying to find it. No. Maybe I got it up over here somewhere. Like I said, too much stuff. Is this it? Yeah. Or like this one. Yet again, we got a 2015 Philly. We're not really concentrating on the front yet again, though. We're going to concentrate on the back. Now, you guys see all that shadowing? If I put it up right like that, like the shadowing of the flames and the fern. See all that shadowing? I know it might not seem like not much, but those are errors too. Might not come across a lot of them, but if you come across it, it almost reminds me of like if you're looking for the ghost comet on a Sally Ride quarter. It's almost got the same aspect, but we found this in the same box. But those are the first two dime errors that I believe I've come across, absent double, triple, quadruple dies. But yeah, I know a lot of people are like, that don't mean nothing. That looks like grease. No, it's not a grease hair. But if you see that type of shadowing happening, or you can see like stuff coming through the bags of the front like that, you need to hold on to it. Simple as that. And then we're gonna shut this down, close this down with just for what people could look for when it comes to like simple, like nickels. We got here. What do we got here? Where you at? We found all sorts of areas. It's just haven't had the time to do anything with them. So, like I said, I'm letting you guys take a poll with a group of coins I'm gonna put on there. Whichever ones get the most votes are gonna obviously, be graded. No matter what happens. Well, no matter what happens, it don't matter. I already have some select few that I'm gonna be doing anyways, but I like your standard 22 Jefferson nickels. I don't know if I've got any laying around here that could be a good comparison. Yeah, here we go. That one almost looks like that would maybe be like your standard. It looks like it could be a double die, but what I would try to say is that would be like, if that was your standard, this would be like your double die. And we'd be concentrating, right now we're concentrating on the front of this coin, 2022 Denvers. I would concentrate on God We Trust, Liberty, the year, and the mint mark. But I'm just saying, I guarantee if I had, whatever the fuck they wear, excuse me, who knows, there's somewhere around here, eluding capture. Oh, maybe right here. We'll go through, I think these might be it, maybe not. Yeah, here, we'll go through a few. Let's see here. That one looks like it's even bigger than that one. So let's see. Yeah, that's looking like a double. What about this one? Now that one's like just really fun. But if you look like I said, don't get it twisted. You always want it, and don't use it with another year and a different mint. If you're looking for these, just try to. But like I said, sometimes when the machines don't want to behave, like that to me would be like your average one right there, guys. Right here. That would be like your average one. But this is a Philly, mind you, so I really don't want to use that. We're talking about strictly Denvers. So, it gets to the point to where, they get real big and fat. Filled in. And then it just get bigger, you see? And that tends to happen too. Neat. Yeah, well, looks like we have a lot in common, huh? I've never had a coin graded in my entire life. I've had 7 Pokemon cards graded. That's about it. But yeah, simple little things to be looking for that do constitute errors. A lot of people don't realize it, but like I said, all you got to do is use that noggin God gave you. Knowledge is power, guys. But yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed the live. I had fun, yet again. Like I always do with y'all. And, anything else? If anybody's got any, suggestions, bring them to the table because everybody has a voice here. As long as you're here for the right reason, it don't matter. That's just how it works. I'm gonna try to get on tomorrow sometime, but I have to take my mother to some doctor's appointments. Then I have something I have to attend to, and then if it ain't too late, I'm gonna be going to work regardless. And when it comes to work, it ain't no normal gig. Like, we never get out at our 8. Never. Never. So that's something that I've adjusted to years ago. So, but we never get out at our 8, and we never will. So we get guaranteed overtime willingly or unwillingly, which I don't give a shit about, but it's just one of the facts. But I want to let you all know, until next time, when in doubt, have faith and save the manatees. It's another one with your boy Witham, and I'm out.